G'day everyone, welcome to another high country trip. This is a trip where we're again starting in Lacola. We're going up Black Soil Gully Road and first stop is McAllister River. So I'm on this trip with my father who has come from Croatia, who hasn't been here 15 years ago. Basically the bloke that got me into this thing took us up to the high country as kids camping. He was a hunter, so that's why he used to come up here. And yeah, he hasn't been here for 15 years, so this is a bit of a reminiscing trip. We're not going to be covering a lot of ground. His wish is to go and spend the night at least on Butcher Country track, so we'll probably spend the first night or two on McAllister River, find a camp there, and then we're going to head up to Butcher Country and find a spot there. We're airing down here on Black Soil Gully Road, and then we're going to head into McAllister River. 3-day trip, should be good. My brother's here and another couple of friends. There's a Ranger Raptor, see how that thing goes. Stock Ranger Raptor, looks pretty cool. Other than that, good times ahead.
I'm actually, yeah, bigger.
G'day, mate.
G'day.
Looking forward to the trip.
I can't wait out here with Orkney and Raptor over there.
Yeah.
It'll be a good couple of days out in the bush. My country doesn't get much better.
Should be good. Anyone wondering about what the meaning of Orkney is? It's actually a town in Scotland, the lesser country of the UK region. Obviously Ireland being the better country. But yeah, great colour, a lovely grey.
Going to get some hate comments from Scottish people now. So
Oh well.
yes, Scottish.
Welcome to Butcher Country.
How does it feel to be back after 15
It feels
years
terrific
away?
being in the bush again. Thank you for taking me with your Jeep, Damien. I really enjoy. Okay, cut 2.
What is what?
Make sure you leave your windows open in case we get
On
stuck.
the second crossing, I went with Sarma, Shime, and we hit the tree, and we had to get out. To get the winch on the other side, and we had to winch it because we were stuck on top of a log.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I think you'll be alright.
If, for instance, he gets stuck where the
Recovery
points are there,
Just slow. Keep going.
Bit of water. Can you keep going?
Open the bonnet.
They're just completely turned off.
Rightio, so sorry that we didn't get all of that on camera, but we had to hit emergency stations there. The Ranger Raptor, first crossing of McAllister River. And by the way, I didn't mention that we had 120 mil over 2 nights ago, rained in Victoria basically, or up in the high country. So the rivers are definitely up, as you could probably see off those river crossings. I got through. I must have some kind of hole somewhere because I took on a little bit of water when I got out the other side. I sucked in a bit of water. and then the Ranger Raptor went through and stalled. And then I had to pull it out. Sorry we didn't get all that recovery on camera because we, again, I said, had to hit emergency stations, but we've pulled him out. It wasn't starting, it was stalling for a while, and now we've cleaned up the airbox. It did take on a little bit of water, but the engine bay is completely dry. There's even dust on top of the engine bay. So we opened up the airbox, there was a little bit of water in there. There's a little bit of water on the filter, but I don't know, nothing crazy. So I think it's some kind of electrical thing where it just tripped the computer and shut down the car. Then they took on a little bit of water inside while they were waiting for us to pull him out. I pulled him out, no worries. And we played around with it, kept stalling, but now it's up and running. So don't know what we're going to do. Don't really want to take him through this stuff because I think the crossings are only going to get bigger. So yeah, we'll have to reassess what we're going to do. But everything's working, so I'll show you what's going on. As you can see, the engine bay has dust on it, so it didn't even come up over. But that's the Ranger Raptor air intake there. But they did take on some water inside.
Where's your sponge? There's fucking water
Yeah,
there too.
sponge there.
I think my fucking garage should make it.
A little bit of water. Okay, so we have moved from where we were, which was the first crossing of Macalister River Track. We went for a drive. We tried another spot before the crossing. Macalister River, it's a private property, no go. Now we've got back onto Bull Plain Spur Road, and we were going to go to Grimy Creek Track, where the at the top of the track, so it's not hard to get to that part where there's a camp spot, but it was a bit small. And then my dad remembered a camp spot along Bull Plain Spur Road. Basically, we are 50 meters away from the road, and it's nice and big. The one on Grimy Creek isn't probably suited for 2 cars and 5 setups. So yeah, we decided to come here. Again, wasn't where we wanted to be, but you get that. The rivers are quite up. I actually have some, I got through, no worries, but I think my hose to the snorkel has maybe a little perforation or something, so I'm not completely sealed. I'd be fine, but yeah, I just need to check that out when I get home. Otherwise, we've set up here for the night. It's about 5 p.m. We've got drinks and food going very shortly. Got to chop up some firewood, and that is it. So yeah, enjoy. How did you feel in the car when the river
I felt
stopped
good.
your car?
I felt good.
Got on there?
How did I feel?
Yeah.
With my hands.
I felt that I didn't want to leave the ship, unlike other Irishmen.
That one
Who wanted to leave the ship?
jumped the sinking ship.
Look, some people remain calm under pressure. I felt like I was one of those people. When situations got a bit dire, I actually asked to leave the ship, but apparently 2 fucking dickheads decided that it was better to die and drown. I thought I've got more to live for, obviously, than them and their sad lives, but I guess they wanted to fucking just swallow water. It's weird.
So Daniel was sitting up against the current, so like his side was getting all the water, and where did it get to?
Got up to past the waist, at the waist.
The waist height. And the other guys were what? Where did it get up to for you?
I didn't even
Fucking
notice.
touch their left
I was
knee.
too busy concentrating on getting out or waiting for you to get us out. So.
And the worst part was me saying, hey guys, the water's getting a bit high, and no fucking response at all. Like for me, like all right,
Could be a little bit of everybody shitting
hey,
themselves.
I could have we could have got out of that river, and I could have been fucking dead, and they would have been like, what happened to Daniel? Oh shit.
He was climbing. He was on the ceiling practically. By the end of it, he was on the ceiling. He was trying to climb out.
You've never seen someone react so fast.
Just go in between the
This is a good song.
and well done.
What are we cooking for dinner?
Hey, chops of it.
Some mere
Chops
stuff.
of it.
We got a travape, Scotch fillet steak. It's almost there, I reckon. Those Scotch fillets.
Phillips we can take off. Concentration, crafty.
Scotch fillet steak. Bit of rakia. Bit of misho kovac.
Misho!
I put him there when you want to get rid of him.
We happy with
Morning of day 2, and we are deciding to go back into Licola and down Dingo Hill track, and hopefully the Caledonia River is a bit lower than the McAllister. And what we're going to do with the Raptor is put a tarp over it or hook him up to me, and I'll pull him through, creating a bow wave so that we can get through. We'll probably camp on Caledonia tonight. We didn't want to move every night, but that looks like what we're going to do. And then the last night, spend it on Butcher Country. So we've had breakfast, coffees, and now we are packing up. So we've come down the bottom of Dingo Hill. We're about to get on Caledonia River track, and the Raptor used descent control, and as we got to the bottom, a warning light came up saying that the brakes are overheating, and as we got down they were smoking up a bit. So I didn't know that's how descent control worked with I guess it electronically senses the brakes and feathers them all the way down. It looked like it was crawling nicely, but I didn't know it was using the brakes to do so. So yeah, don't know. All these gizmos and gadgets these days. I mean, that wasn't such a long decline as well, and yeah, if you lost your brakes halfway down a long climb, not a good thing. So anyway, we'll just wait in here for a little bit. There's one camp, Dingo Camp's free, so if we can't do the crossings, we're going to go back there, or if the other camps are taken along Caledonia River. So we're going to camp here tonight, which is good. Got here in good time. We're going to do alright at the river crossings today, or?
Nice,
cast, mate.
nice and calm.
I'm very confident that we'll be able to cross with no issues.
Confident Daniel's got his swimming
If you
gear
can't
on.
make it, nobody can do it. You know?
What
That's
about that 5th
true.
crossing? We're going to go back to that?
McAllister River 5th crossing, enter at your own peril.
I personally think the Raptor will probably do it a bit better than whatever that small toy box car is over there.
That's not going to make the cut.
I mean, it's not bad for a little pocket rocket.
It's not bad for a hairdresser.
Yeah, yeah. I
Hairdresser's
mean,
90.
if you
mate.
want to advertise to the world that you're a bit of a sissy, I guess drive that car.
If you want to get on his YouTube channel, mate, talk it up.
We have arrived at our camp for the second night. Caledonia River, you probably all know that I love camping here, so we're on one of the camps along the river. The river is definitely up. It's not as high as the McAllister, but it is definitely flowing. I'll show you right now. nice and full. So yeah, we've been here for a couple of hours. Got here about, I think, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Nice and early. Wasn't a long drive from where we were camped on Bull Plain Spur Road. The range is going good after the breaks heating up. So I'll show you our camp spot. My dad's sleeping in the tent. We've got the Drifter kitchen box set up. Cars there. I'm in the Jet Tent Bunker XL. What's that?
Cheers. Rakia.
Rakia!
For the soul.
For the soul and for maybe a hangover the next day. We're cooking a slow cooked goulash tonight. Bit of beef brisket.
Cevapcici.
We're gonna have a little bit of an entree of cevape.
Happy again.
The fire's cranking. We got some beautiful timber. Actually really dense, thick timber. My father is the master of the fire, the controller of the fire. If it wasn't for him, this fire would be rubbish. And the boys are going fishing and they've caught
A baby trout.
a baby trout.
That's it.
That's it. So yeah, we're just kicking back and yeah, have a bit of food. Yeah, bote, as my father says. And then yeah, in a few hours the goulash will be ready and we'll be loving it. Okay, so the camp oven's going. The goulash. So I'll just show you what we've done. I've just added the beef brisket and cut it up into. Oh, whoopsie!
That's one way to do it.
It's caught on the lid. Budalo jedno. So I was gonna just add the beef brisket in one piece, but I cut it up into three. Probably cook it a little bit quicker. Leave that on for about 2 hours now, and that should be prime dinner at about 9 o'clock. Thank you.
Going, yeah, go.
So after about 75 hours of cooking, the goulash is done. Have a look at this. It's not bad at all, if I must say so myself.
Ukusno.
Ukus, vidi ukus. So we're gonna eat now. Took a bit longer than normal, but here we go. What it can do.
What can do?
What it can do.
What can do?
Morning of day 3. We've woken up, we had a nice goulash last night, and we are sitting around the fire again, having some coffee. Probably make a bit of breakfast soon, and then head up to Butcher Country. So it's only going to take us like maybe an hour and a half to get up there. So we're going to take our time today. Boys are going to go for a fish again. Yeah, I'm going to have a shower. Now I've fixed up my point for the hose. And that's it.
Watch out! Watch out for the water!
So we've just got to the turn off of Butcherlink track off Caledonia. The last couple of times I've done that, this track it was pretty rocky, but then it did get graded. So this is the climb that is usually a bit rough. So we'll see how it is now. You probably want to get into 4 low here.
Thank you, mate.
Well, we've found our last campsite for the trip. This is on Butcher Country track. We're about halfway on the track. We found a really nice campsite here, sort of on a ridge between 2 gullies. And we're kicking back. We're all set up and we're prepping our dinner, which is a lamb roast, which my father is preparing.
Chaco is cooking lamb roast, yeah.
Tell us about your little preparation here.
Preparation, I put some Bacchus paprika,
Yeah,
vegeta,
yeah,
salt and pepper,
yeah.
olive oil, Croatian olive oil,
Croatian.
and Aussie lamb. The idea
Just-
is
just
not
the
to
right
burn
mix.
it, not to burn it, to cook it very slowly. 2-3 hours should be okay.
Okay. So,
This is Ante, he's a co-cook.
Assistant.
what do they call it? Sous chef? Sous chef.
Sous chef. Mali od kužine.
So yeah, we're going to chuck that on, and I don't know, we've said every half a kilo is half an hour cooking.
We hope.
So we hope.
Up, 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 up.
Ah!
Bit of action.
It's just all action scenes here down at the butcher camp.
He
Butcher
thinks he's a
country.
flower expert, but yeah, that proves otherwise.
Where's the blower?
Who's blower fucking?
Oh, fuck.
Morning of day 4 and the last day. We are off and out from our camp at Butcher Country. That's it for our trip. We're going to head out to Howard Plain and then out and around to Licola and home. So been a really good trip. Good to have my dad up here after 15 years. We've had a really good time. Probably a little bit short. Maybe another day would have been nice, but anyway, it's been good. So off to Howard Plain we go. thoughts on the trip?
Jako dobro. The best.
Best comedy duo in town.
Who?
Father and son.
Father and son. Starring Damien Luchev, Branko Luchev.
Mediation by Goran Luchev.
Why Damien is the way he is.
Title.
Coming
This
soon.
summer.
Starring me and my dad.
That's the way I am.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Did you hear?
I'm
Didn't-
asking you how
didn't
the trip
complain?
was, that's all.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I was daydreaming. Trip was excellent. My back is holding, but it hurts a little, and now I'm really enjoying this thing after 15 and a half years, maybe even longer.
All right. Let's go home. Bye-bye.